Currently, we are in an outbreak in the US, and right now we have around 62 active cases across the US. Of those 62 active cases, 39 is considered to be commercial, and we have about, the rest is considered to be backyard flocks that are infected with the virus. The virus is highly contagious, and it affects all avian species, and it can be very devastating. My name is Dervan Bryan, and I'm an assistant professor of poultry science in the Department of Animal Science here at Penn State. Bird flu is a disease that is caused by avian influenza type A virus. The virus presents itself in two forms. We have what we call the highly pathogenic avian influenza, and then we have low pathogenic avian influenza. We are concerned about the highly pathogenic avian influenza because this one has a very high mortality rate in domestic avian species. It is normally incubated in wild bird populations, so wild waterfowl flocks, and as they migrate from the north to the south, we will have more virus being shed in the environment. And the US is home to a lot of flyways in North America, and that's the reason why we see during this time when we have spring migration, there's a concurrent increase in the number of outbreaks across the country. We can have transfer in different ways. We can have transfer where the birds that are flying overhead, they might decide to excrete, and oftentimes you might see excrete on your car in the parking lot from these waterfowl. The virus will live in that excreta. And then if you transfer that excreta to your farm operation, then that's how you can become infected. Another source of infection might be water areas that the birds would congregate, because the virus can live for a certain period of time in certain things like your catch ponds, streams that are there that are not very active. The virus can live there if the waterfowl actually use that spot as well, because it can come from their saliva. Normally for farmers, once we have done all the biosecurity prep work, the real danger is having that virus cross your biosecurity system that you have in place. If it gets in, then you will have to depup that flock because there's no cure for the actual virus as it stands right now. And because it is a reportable disease to the USDA, the method is to do what we call stamping out. So we try and get rid of the flocks that are infected to prevent further lateral spread within the environment. Anytime we have a large disease outbreak, that can also affect the price of eggs within a particular commodity group. In this case, the US have a very large laying hen flock, and so far we haven't had a huge percentage of that laying hen flock being affected by the virus to cause a really high price in eggs. But we have seen that in the past, where when we have huge outbreaks, where we lose a large percentage of the flock, then the cost of the eggs naturally will go up because of supply and demand. So I can pretend to be weighing eggs. It's okay?